actually the first one I've read. It's a piece called Batteries. I keep them in a drawer in the side-by-side. A small wooden drawer that might have held ink once or spare pencils. Now it holds a handful of silver dollars, a Route 66 key ring, 2 pocket knives that belonged to my great uncle, and these batteries. To the left and right of the drawer are slots for letters. They hold photos now. Black and white images from my parents' past, my grandparents' youth, my aunt, maybe 4 years old, holding a patient cat nearly as big as she is on the porch of my grandparents' farmhouse. My father's parents on their honeymoon, posing in front of Niagara Falls, she wearing a hat. My mother, 16 years old, in her mother's yard, bent over, her skirt feminine and graceful, while she laughs and tries to pet a small kitten at her feet. My mother's mother, in her 30s, half sitting on the arm of a backyard Adirondack chair, a small smile with tension, caution in it. She who married, mothered, and divorced young, worked hard, worried much, once killed a copperhead in her yard with a hoe. When this antique desk was built and moved to the Page County, Virginia home of my Mosby Ranger ancestor as a gift for his wife, the DNA was already spinning, constructing the shapes of my family's faces, the colors of their eyes, my grandfather's short, sharp height and quiet squint, my uncle's dark eyebrows and solitude, my father's largish nose and passion for putting buildings together, my aunt's young curls, my cousin's early widowhood, my sister's peacemaking, my nephew's sensitive ears. There were years to go before the lives that spun out of those genes, the cousin in Afghanistan, glorying in uniform, the cousin running a hotel up the valley, the farmer, the architect, the postman, the soldier, the teacher, the bartender, the one who needs batteries. They are not very heavy, though I joke about using them as paperweights. Each is flat, rounded at its corners with plastic attachments, 2 openings tunneled in each for wiring. Each has a serial number. Each is scratched around its edges as if by small claws. Each has writing on it, AB, USA, Sigma, Medtronic. They are perhaps an inch and a half wide. They once powered my heart, my waking and sleeping, walking, piano playing, writing, hugging, swimming, coffee brewing, stargazing. When I was a child, my mother learned how surgical stitches should be removed from a chest with as little pain as possible. You listen for the heartbeat and then tug. Not all the doctors knew to listen. When I was 10 and stitched up for a 3rd time, my heart repaired, rebuilt, a quarter of its flesh replaced by mesh, a strong fabric in my chest. The doctors came to my room again to remove the stitches. They tried to remove the wires that connected a battery outside my heart, outside my body, to the heart inside my body, and my heart refused to go on without it. So, more surgery, more sewing up, and the first rounded metal paperweight under the skin of my shoulder, a hard, slightly shifting bump that is vaguely sore when it's cold out. The last 2 replacements, I thought to ask the medical staff if they would give me the spent pacemakers, and each arrived in the mail in a padded manila envelope. When I hold them together in one hand, they feel like unstrung castanets. I stack them one on top of the other and set them on the table next to me while I write, and they look for a moment like ladies' compacts, like pieces of jewelry, like lockets with room inside for photos of loved ones. They look like precious metal, each a platinum talisman, a hematite worry stone that fits perfectly in the palm of my left hand, resting cool just inside the contours created by my fingers and thumb, bordered by winter-chapped skin.